Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about some famous accomplishments made late in life. If you think that you can't do anything at old age, then you are quite wrong. Age is just a number and nothing can stop us from doing what we love to do. Our life is short, so just go out and do what you love. Here are 20 oldest people to accomplish wonderful feats. It shows us how the men and women in their old ages achieve such a thing that we think is not possible at that age. Number 1. Oldest bungee jumper. Bungee jumping is one of the most extreme things which can rush your adrenaline. Even young people quiver thinking of doing this. But this 96 years old Mohawk kid still do it, and he enlisted himself at the Guinness Book of World Records as the oldest bungee jumper. His most mentionable feat is to jump from South Africa's Western Cape, which is 708 feet high. Number 2. Oldest competitive video gamer. You think that you can play games? Look at Doris herself. Though she is 81, still she is spanking and taking names. Doris became champion at the Twin Galaxies 1984 video game Masters Tournament. He set a world record with 1,112,300 points on TGTS, which is the hardest setting in the game. Number 3. Oldest doctorate. Emeritus Professor Dr. Hinch got his doctorate degree at the age of 97. No wonder he is the oldest person to be given the degree. The Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz University of Hanover awarded him the degree on 29 September 2008. Well, the subject of his dissertation was cell biological studies in the morphology and physiology of primitive marine pathogens Trichoplax adherens. Number 4. Oldest flight instructor. At 81, Bart Bratko still works as a flight instructor. During the Second World War, he was a flight control officer and now he is the oldest flight instructor in the world. Number 5. Oldest man to climb Mount Everest. Yushiro Miura is a Japanese mountaineer who set a world record of the oldest person to reach the peak of Mount Everest in 2003. The record was later broken. Whatever, Miura again did it at the age of 75 and at last, he did it at the age of 80. No wonder, the name of the oldest person to reach the peak of Mount Everest is Yushiro Miura. Number 6. Oldest NHL player. Gordie Howe is the only player who played in 5 different decades, which is a rare feat for any kind of sport. He retired at the age of 52, which is a record. He is the only NHL player who played after the age of 50. Number 7. Oldest person to begin primary school. There is a say that you can't learn new things when you are old, but this misconception is now past. Kimani Maroge enrolled himself as the first grade student at the age of 84. Hearing this, I'm sure that he will want to learn new things now. Number 8. Oldest person to release a new album. Australian country musician Smokey Dawson released his album at the age of 92. The title of the album was Homestead of My Dreams. It made him the oldest person to release an album. Named as the singing cowboy, Dawson owns several awards for his contribution to country music. Number 9. Oldest person to sail around the world. Sailing across the world is undoubtedly a major feat. Minoru Saito did this job 8 times. He did it last at the age of 77. Can you imagine? The most wonderful thing is, He circumnavigated the world last time going the wrong way, meaning going westwardly against winds and currents. It took Minoru about 1080 days to complete the circumnavigation. Number 10. Oldest person to visit the North Pole. The North Pole is infamous for its harsh environment. Here temperature can go down to minus 43 degrees Celsius. Here the landscape changes continually and you will see rarely any life here because few can tolerate the severe cold. But Dorothy Davenhill Hirsch made it at the age of 89. She went there on the Russian nuclear icebreaker Yamal. Number 11. Oldest person to visit the South Pole. We already mentioned the harshness of the North Pole environment. But the environment of the South Pole is more severe. The temperature here drops down to minus 58 degrees Celsius. Simon Mora Trekkett traveled 1200 km from the Hercules Inlet on the Zomberg coast, Antarctica to the South Pole. 2 months to complete the journey. Well, I forgot to say that Simon Mora was then 63 years and 309 days old. Number 12. Oldest person to win a Pro Beach volleyball title. Kirali is the Michael Jordan of Pro Beach volleyball. Even at the age of 46, he played and performed at the highest level. At 44, he owned the AVP World title. Number 13. Oldest person to win an Oscar for Best Actor. Henry got one Oscar for Best Actor in his acting life, but this Oscar made him the oldest recipient of this award. He also earned Golden Globe for acting in the same movie. At that time, Fonda was 76. It's a matter of great regret that Fonda could not go to the prize-giving ceremony for illness. His daughter Jane accepted the prize on his behalf. Number 14. Oldest person to win an Oscar for Best Actress. Jessica Tandy got the Academy Award for Best Actress for her acting in the movie named Driving Miss Daisy. At that time, her age was only 80. Well, she also got BAFTA and the Golden Globe for the same movie. Number 15. Oldest player to record 20 rebounds in the NBA. Pulling down rebounds in a competitive league filled with bright young athletes is really hard, but Dikembe Mutombo got 22 rebounds in an NBA match in 2007 when he was 40 years old. Number 16. Oldest practicing doctor. Do you know the name of the oldest pediatrician? Well, Dr. Leila Denmark, this American pediatrician, retired at the age of 103. Leila died at the age of 114 and at the same time of her death, she was the fourth oldest person on earth. Number 17. Oldest woman to climb Mount Everest. Tamai Watanabe started mountain climbing at the age of 28. She ascended Mount McKinley in 1977. Later, she also ascended Mount Blanc, Mount Kilimanjaro, and Aconcagua. In May 2002, she reached the peak of the Mount Everest and became the oldest woman to climb there. After 10 years, she broke her own record at the age of 73. Number 18. Oldest woman to complete a marathon. A marathon runner knows how hard training is needed for the event. The most athletic and expert runners are challenged here by the physical endurance test. Gladys Barril did overcome this challenge and became the oldest marathon runner at the age of 92. Local newspaper nicknamed her Gladiator. Number 19. Oldest woman to give birth to twins. To become a mother is the blessing of heaven. Many women wanted to have children, but for any reason are not able to. Carmela Basoda did not take a child at her normal age, but at 67 she wanted to have a baby. She became pregnant through the vitro fertilization procedure and gave birth to twin boys. She died at the age of 69. And number 20, oldest world wrestling entertainment champion. This topic is a bit touchy and argumentative. Vince McMahon is the oldest wrestling champion. He owned a WWE title at the age of 54. Well, we got this information from the Guinness Book of World Records. So that's all about today, everyone. Thanks for watching the whole video patiently. Stay tuned to this channel. Till then, take care of yourself. Goodbye.